Yo, it's your boy BigDonSkillz, and today I'm bringing you another video. And this time, we gotta talk about Kingdom Hearts 3. And I hate to say it, but it's a huge disappointment, and I am not feeling it at all. It hurts me. It literally hurts me to say this, but we've waited so long for this game. I feel like we've waited, I don't even know, was it 15 years, 14 years? Too long. We waited too long for this game. And just playing it, it's just been a huge disappointment so far. The game feels like it's been through tons of different development cycles. You can feel that it has been, to be honest with you. When a game's taken that long, there's bound to be tons of dramatic changes or overhauls or directional changes with maybe characters and art design, whatever. And not to mention the last including Kingdom Hearts 2, the last Kingdom Hearts was a PS2 game, which was 2 generations ago, you know. 3 if you really want to count the X and as another generation, but it just really shows, you know. Kingdom Hearts 3 feels like a upgraded PS2 game. And that's really sad, you know. The thing is with this whole series is that we all play it for the charm, you know. I think what made the original game so good was the fact that you had the OG like Disney characters. You know what I mean? You had the Disney characters from, I mean, you could even say our parents were, you know, grew up on them or at least knew the characters. And then especially us 90s babies, you know, 90s, you can even say 80s. A lot of us grew up on these cartoons, you know, and cartoons and movies. But the charm's kind of lost, I think, with the new Kingdom Hearts. It caters to the newer, younger crowd, which isn't a bad thing. But it just loses a lot of its charm, you know. I think a big problem I have starting off with the game is, and let me say this beforehand, is I am far from a graphical person. Like, graphics are a very small factor to me in me liking a game, unless they're just done terribly. You know what I'm saying? There's a thick line, not even a thin line, but a thick line between the graphics are fine and okay, this is just kind of trash and unoptimized. And that's how Kingdom Hearts is. Like, I have an Xbox One X, but I also have the base PS4. Me and my brother do the game share, and he happened to get it first, so I played it on base PS4. Now, this is before like the videos from Digital Foundry. If you guys aren't familiar with that, Digital Foundry is a company that, or is a YouTube channel that does like comparisons of all the different versions, and they compare graphics, frame rate, stuff like that. Before this review even came out from them, I was playing the game and was just like, yo, why does this game look so, it looks good and it looks bad at the same time. You can tell there's a graphical upgrade, but then there's a lot of like resolution and frame rate issues, and the game scaling isn't very well. There's a lot of jagged edges around the characters. I don't know, it's weird because at the same time I'm watching the cutscenes, the animation of the cutscenes is good, but the actual quality is bad, and it's a really weird contradictory look to the game itself, where the cutscenes look good and bad at the same time. Not to mention the cutscenes are like almost too frequent, you know. Like I love Kingdom Hearts for the combat, but the cutscenes are just constant. Not to mention Kingdom Hearts' story. Let's just be real. It's non-existent. Like, there is no story to follow. You can look up all the YouTube videos in the world. You can sit there and do analysis from some of the best analysis in the world, and you can still not understand the story because it's just overall confusing as hell. Like, there's no boundaries with the story. I mean, you have the Keyblade War, and it's Sora and Riku, and they have no bodies, which are half bodies of 3 bodies of we bodies and me bodies, and there's like, what is all of this stuff? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's so hard to follow. And this is coming from a guy who's played a majority of the games, you know. Beat the first one, beat the second one, Birth by Sleep, Chain of Memories, played most of the 3DS one. I played most of the games. I haven't played every single one, and I don't need to, nor did I want to, but I think that's another problem with the game. I think even though this is quote unquote Kingdom Hearts 3, when you watch the like opening cutscene, you see that there's all this you see that there's like all these flashbacks and stuff from all the previous games. And it's like, wait, hold on. Not everybody played those previous games. There's some people who literally only played the first one or only played the second one, right? But never played the other versions on the PSP and the DS and the phone, the 3DS. I mean, there was a lot of mobile like Kingdom Hearts games, and not a lot of people are mobile gamers. I just happen to be one myself. So a lot of people didn't play it, and if they did, they didn't play it until that the 1 point whatever remix they came out with. So I don't know, it's just a really weird way for them to do the story, and they just kind of like jump straight into things as if like, hey, we haven't been waiting for this game for the past, like, I keep saying the number wrong, but we're just gonna say 14 years, 15 years. It's like, oh no, by the way, I'm pretty sure you just beat all the other games yesterday. There's gonna be no recap or no introduction just to throw you into things. I was even confused at the beginning of the game. I was like, yo, what's going on with Sora? Like, I don't remember Sora being like this dumb. I don't remember them just making him as dumb as he was. Another thing is the combats. Now, I like Kingdom Hearts for the combat. I think they have a great combat system. The problem, though, is that it doesn't feel like this is any better than what we've gotten used to. Now, when you first play, you get a lot of the summons, and the summons are a pretty cool concept. We're based off of, you know, how many times you hit the enemy. Like, you're hitting a lot of hits in a row or using a lot of magics in a row. You'll get essentially free abilities that just come up, and it actually makes the game like really, really easy when you're fighting like regular enemies. You can even use it on bosses. It's kind of ridiculous. It's pretty OP, and a lot of times you're invincible during these like summons. And the summons are cool, and they're cool the first 2 or 3 times you use them, and then you realize you literally get these in every single battle, and it's like, okay, they lost his charm, you know. And another offhand comment, they also feel like this game honestly feels like before it's a Kingdom Hearts game, it's a Disney come to Disneyland, come to Disney World attraction tour. I don't know, it feels like a Disney World game with Final Fantasy looking characters in it. It feels weird. It really feels off. And watching the cutscenes, it's like, damn, it's like I'm watching the movies, which is cool. But then at the same time, it's like, well, I also want to play the game. Like, I don't want to sit here and watch Rapunzel talk for the next 30 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather just watch the movie, even though I haven't watched the movie. It's like, at this rate, I might as well just watch the movie. So the combats is very easy. The camera angles are still atrocious, dude. Like, I don't understand why. Matter of fact, I even go as far to say they're just as bad, if not worse. Like, dude, you'll do these summons half the time. The camera angle will be, like, focused on the tree. So even though you're jumping on this, like, extravagant Disney Carnival pirate ship, you're literally, like, inside of a tree. And I'm like, I can't even see what's going on right now. You don't even know if you're attacking enemies until you see, like, your EXP in the top left corner change. I don't know, man. It's just, it's really disappointing. Not to mention the gummy ships. I'm not even going to talk about the gummy ships. I've hated gummy ships since the first game. If you like them, I don't care. They're trash. Whatever. I just want to be able to fast travel in the world. I'm a linear guy, so I'd rather just fast travel, you know. Or just simplify the gummy ships, because you have to put too much effort into that, and I literally do not care about gummy ships. So, I mean, that seems improved at least, but it's still gummy ships, so it's trash regardless. But just overall, you know, it's a game where it's disappointing, and just for us waiting this long, and there being all these other Kingdom Hearts games like Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop Distance, and things like that, it doesn't feel any better than those games, you know. I feel like it hasn't improved over those games, really. When you have some of the newer Kingdom Hearts games that introduce some of the newer mechanics, and it doesn't really, there's not really even showing much new, you know. Overall, it's weird. It's a game that, despite all of what I'm saying, I will probably still finish it for the sake of it being Kingdom Hearts, but I am not really enjoying it like I thought I would. it's rather a disappointment, and it makes me sad. It really makes me sad that we waited all this time for this game. And I remember telling my friends before, it was like, you know, I don't know, like, I've waited so long for this game, I'm not even that excited about it anymore. And once I played it, it was kind of like, yeah, I said that for a reason, and it kind of stayed true. Like, I wasn't really that excited about it, and I at least expected something out of it, but it's just a very big disappointment. Performance issues plague the game. Graphical issues plague the display and appeal of the game. Combat is still glitchy, and cameras will have you fighting enemies on the other side while facing the opposite way. It's like playing an old, like, Resident Evil game or Devil May Cry game, even though that was part of the charm for those games because they're older, right? But like, if you played the newest Devil May Cry and the camera angles were still bad, you'd be kind of annoyed. Or with the Resident Evil 2 remake, if you couldn't even like turn and run away from the enemies, yeah, you'd be kind of mad. So there's no excuse for Kingdom Hearts after all this time. You can just tell it was plagued with development issues. But whatever, man. Call it an unpopular opinion or not. But once again, thank you all for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video if you enjoyed it. I also want to hear what everybody has to say. If they feel the same way about the game, or if you disagree, I mean, whatever. I just want to let me know. I'm pretty disappointed in the game, so let me know how you all feel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I will be doing this more with like unpopular opinion topics. And if you guys have unpopular opinions too, we also do it in the Discord. So feel free to drop your unpopular opinion, and I may even feature it in the video. So thank you all so much. I will see y'all on the next video. Deuces.